Alright, we're watching Monei, who's playing Kiriko. This is on Midtown Silver 2 on PC. VOD request for hard stuck silver support main. I ended the last season at silver 5. The goal back then was to get the silver, and the season is to get the gold, but it's been difficult for me. For the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've been stuck around silver 3 to 2 after peaking at silver 1. For the remainder of the season, I've decided to main mostly Kiriko. In this game, I felt that if I had done more in this third round on defense, we would have won the game. I didn't get much kills, and it seems like my death during that defense led to the loss. I'll be happy to hear your thoughts on how I can improve my gameplay. I've been reviewing my own games for a while, but aside from looking at positioning and minimizing my deaths, I would like to know what else to look out for. Thanks in advance. Okay, so I've sort of skimmed through this game. I think that what we're going to do here is we're going to just cover the first phase offense for on the first point, and then we're going to skip to the end of the game and then talk through that. So, because I think the things I'm going to point out are going to be pretty consistent throughout all your gameplay in terms of like the mistakes that you're making. The overwhelming biggest problem you have is that you're simply just not saving teammates. And this is extremely common for all the Kiriko games I watch, probably up until Diamond-ish, is that you just let teammates die that are easily savable. And whenever a teammate dies, I generally assume that we will lose the fight. Right? I think that's like a good perspective to think is if anyone on my team dies, we will probably lose unless we're able to trade out with the enemy team. If you're down by one person, right? If like it's a 4 and 5, for example, the chance of you winning the fight is like 25%. If you're down 2 people, the chance of you winning the fight is like less than 5%. Okay, so it's very, very important to keep people alive. Now, can Kiriko do things besides healing and Suzuing? Absolutely, right? You can get picks. I just don't think that's a reliable method to climb unless your aim is a lot better than the other people in the lobby, which is generally not the case. And I think this is the issue with a lot of like higher level, like unranked GMs, like awkward, etc. gameplay, which is part of the reason they're able to climb is that they're just way better than everyone else in the game mechanically. Like they can look at someone and be like, "Yep, I'm just gonna kill them right now," and they kill them. But odds are you're probably not that good, because if you were that good, you wouldn't be asking for a replay review talking about how you're stuck in the rank that you're at. And if we look at your aim, we can see that there are issues there, right? And if you were better at aiming, you would in fact be able to carry this game, but you're not. So instead of telling you, hey, the only path for you to go to climb is to get better at aiming, which I think is really, really hard, I'm just going to go through improvements you can make that are a lot easier. I actually have a challenge that I did where I played Kiriko without using kunais at all, like literally not attacking, period, and I still got all the way to Plat 2 without attacking, like literally without attacking. And that is going to be linked in the resources that I'm going to give you. But I use that example to talk about how important it is to keep your teammates alive. When you think about the fact that you can literally not attack at all and still get to like mid to high plat, that says something, right, about how important it is to just keep your teammates alive. All right, let's watch here. You're going to follow the Reaper here, which is okay. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. You have a Moira on your team, so in this situation, the Moira should be the main healer, like the one who keeps the tank up, and you should be the off healer, the one who keeps the DPS low. Go out this window. You see this Ana right now, I would attack. Why? Because the Ana's not looking at you. This is a relatively easy attack here. Right? She might be blocked by the pole, but other than that, relatively easy attack. You know, you can only really hit her head. Your Reaper's totally healthy. Your team's healthy over here. This is the moment. If you want to be attacking, you should be attacking the Ana. Instead, you're going to drop down. So I'm going to note right here is your healing accuracy is very poor. Okay? So yellow Fudas, actually I don't know why the colors are different, but it's probably because we're on red team. But okay, let's think we should do pink and red and hope you're not colorblind. So pink Afudas are the ones that are not targeted, not auto aiming. Okay, red Afudas are the ones that are on target. So we see right here. So all these pink ones are not tracking him, and you see how they're going to go into the ground because they're not tracking. These solid bright red ones, those are the ones that are actually going to be tracking him and going to be going towards him. It is very important to be tracking your target while healing. And this is something that you do throughout this game, is that you just kind of hold the button to like just heal without thinking whether or not you're actually aiming at the target. And as a result, you're going to lose a tremendous amount of your healing. So for example, let's just watch this one, okay? So this is 5 bursts. Each burst is 2 papers, 2 Afudas. So that's 10 Afudas total. Each Afuda heals for 13, which means these 5 bursts heal for 130 total. So let's look at how many of these are actually on target. Those 2 miss, those 2 miss, those 2 are on target, those 2 are on target, and then you don't finish the last 2. So out of 130 possible healing, you only healed 40% of that. Now obviously Reaper's full health here, but that's not the point, right? The point is only 40% of your possible healing was on target. And you should, as a general rule, use the entire healing. Like, there's not really a strong reason not to because of the way the cooldowns work. So you should probably, like, whenever you do heal somebody, use the entire healing, regardless of whether they need it or not, just to pre-heal them. I think 40% is way too low. You want to consistently have 90% plus healing accuracy. And I would say once you hit like Diamond plus, it's going to be like literally 100%. Like you're just never going to miss a heal. That doesn't include, for example, if you start healing the Reaper, if he walks around the corner, that's like not really your fault, right? If the Reaper's fighting right here, you heal him, he runs around the corner, that's not factored in, typically. Right? Unless there's a way that you would have known that he was going to walk around the corner. But I'm just saying your core like auto aim accuracy for healing has to be 90% plus, 80% plus, at least at your rank. I cannot stress this enough. Do not miss healing. If you miss healing, you will struggle to climb. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2, you're attacking right now. Your Reaper's going to get super low. You try to heal him. So I would note this healing is all hitting the wall, right? And he doesn't get any of the healing from you. So let's rewind this back here, okay? You see your Reaper's walking forwards. He's obviously engaging the Rhine. What should you be doing right now? Well, you've chosen to just attack. The Reaper is low behind the corner, and it's going to force Wraith out. So what should you be doing instead is when the Reaper steps forward, step forwards. Why? You're not actually in any particular danger right now. I guarantee you, no one in the team is looking at you right now when there's a Reaper walking into their face. So what you want to be doing is you want to walk forward this way to try to keep healing on the Reaper. Granted, this is actually like a pretty bad position for the Reaper, and arguably there's actually better use of your time to try to like kill the Ana or kill the Cassidy or the Lucio. But I'm just noting here is that if you're going to heal, don't do this, where your healing has no chance at hitting the Reaper, right? You just saw 6 papers run into the wall here. You need to think about how long your healing takes to reach your intended target and act accordingly. So healing from this angle right here has 0% chance of being successful, versus if you went to the right, this will probably work, right? The healing will in fact be on target. So now let's talk about Suzu. So Suzu has a long cooldown, okay? Suzu has a 14-second cooldown right there. So you want to be very careful about using it, because 14 seconds is an eternity in Overwatch. I would say most fights are decided within 14 seconds. You only get 1 Suzu per fight, typically. Now, let's see what happens here. Reaper gets low. Reaper Wraith forms out. Okay, so he's safe. He's literally invincible right now. And then you throw Suzu. But why are we throwing Suzu right now? He's invincible. You know, like, this is not... he's not in any danger. He literally, like, by the game mechanics, is invincible right now. Why are we throwing Suzu? And it's not even like, oh, you're worried that he was going to die first, because you throw this well after he starts wraithing. Like, he's wraithing now already. Still wraithing. Now you throw Suzu. This is, like, way too late. So in terms of, like, the reaction speed here, that's not good, number 1. Number 2, I would never throw Suzu if I saw Reaper in a fight and I knew he had Wraith. Because I'm relying on the Reaper to do the correct thing here, which is to pop Wraith. If he doesn't, so be it. But I'm telling you, the vast majority of Reapers will pop Wraith, even at Silver, will pop Wraith before they die. Do not waste Suzu for things like this, where your teammates have the ability to survive. And if you didn't know that Reaper has Wraith, or you didn't know that Reaper will use Wraith to get out, that's on you. You need to learn more about the way the game works and how all the heroes work, and that's like a tremendous burden of knowledge. But like, if you want to climb, that's what you need to do. You need to know, like, how do the heroes work here? So even in the course of like what is effectively 15 seconds of play, even less than that if you factor from the moment you drop out of the window, 10 seconds of play, you've effectively made 3 to 4 really significant errors in a very, very short time span. But it's helpful, right? Because we can highlight like, hey, why are you making decisions? Why are your decisions wrong? And how can we improve upon them? Which is one of the reasons why I'm not going to go through the rest of this video, because it's going to be the same thing over and over again, right? So you wasted Suzu here. First of all, you could have killed the Ana. You wasted Suzu on the Reaper, and you could have done a better job with your healing accuracy on the Reaper. So from here, you're climbing up. What's your job right now as a support? Okay, what's your job? Well, let me describe what I think you think your job is. I think you think your job is you're gonna climb up here, try to maybe chase the Ana, maybe go through here and get some picks. I'm telling you, the odds of that being successful are under 5%. It's gonna take you way too long to even get here, right? Like, you see, like, you've only gotten to here, and your team's already lost one. Now they lost two. The fight's over now, right? Again, losing two, odds of winning this fight are like 5%. Then you finally walk over here, you miss a bunch of healing, right? You're going to lose Diva, so that's now you've lost 3, and now you're going to get out. So, I bet that from your perspective, you think, hey, my team is dying before I can do anything. Which is correct, because the choice that you're making right now, the strategy that you're taking, is a bad strategy, right? You're basically saying, hey, T-Team, fight 4 and 5, I'm going to go for a long walk all the way over here, and I'm going to kill somebody, right? That's not a good plan. Your team is outnumbered when you're not there, which means you have to be very strategic about the moments that you choose to try to find off angles to take damage. This is not a good opportunity because the time it takes you to flank is going to take way too long, A, and B, your team is heavily engaged right now in a brawl situation. So instead of spending this time going up, running up here, just stay with the team, right? Just stay here, heal the Diva, weave 2 attacks in, heal the Diva, weave 2 attacks in, and just push in with that. That is a much better plan than what you try to do. Because what happens down here while you go up top? Well, Ryan's doing a bunch of damage, doing even more damage. Charges, kills a Reaper, right? Doing even more damage. And now you just started showing up after 2 people have died. This is why Kirikos lose games. Because they're so obsessed with trying to get kills and go for flanks and off angles that they don't do the basic aspects of keeping their team alive. They don't know when to do it. And, you know, I think this is a tough thing to swallow as support players who want to have, like, killing damage impact, is your primary job is not to kill the enemy, right? If it was, you would just play DPS. If you had the mechanical skill and the personality to just focus on kills to carry games, just queue as DPS, right? Like, you can just play Hanzo or whatever, right? Hanzo, Tracer, Genji, whatever you want in the situation, and you can go off and do your own thing, and if you have the mechanical skill, you can carry that way. But as support, all the supports, at some level, except maybe Zen, at some level, you need to put a lot of resources into your team to win games. So in this scenario, you not being here means that there's no chance that your team could win this fight. Versus right here, if you're with your team, as the Rhine comes in, starts doing a ton of damage right now, you could Suzu, for example, keep everyone alive, then he would charge through, right, miss the Suzu, and then you could apply more damage. You could have used this opportunity to kill the Cassidy too, right? There's a lot that you could have done here to change the outcome of the fight, but you can't because you decided to do your own thing. And you deciding to do your own thing was a mistake. I'm going to note here again your healing accuracy. So this is on a tank, which should be 100% healing accuracy. So we see 2 are on target, 2 are off target, another 2 off target, and then 2 on target, and then 2 on target. So 40% of your healing you missed on a tank, right? Where the papers are going into, it's very quick, but they're going into the taxi cab here. Right? Off target, or sorry, on target, off target, off target, and then see those 4 papers? They're just gonna go all the way down here and they're gonna hit the ground / the cab. This can't happen. Like, literally, this will get you like a rank or 2 at minimum if you can just heal targets correctly, right? Like, it's just, I cannot stress enough how important it is to actually have good healing accuracy. All right, you're gonna come out again. One note here is you see how your healing is slamming into the wall? You have to make sure you get around the wall. This goes back into healing accuracy, right? Like, this is the most basic mechanic of the game for Kiriko. You have to land healing. I cannot stress enough, you have to land heals. Alright. So people are good. By the way, you can't get damaged while you're inside this room. So you're gonna walk out here, 8 Fire Strike, unfortunate, but that's fine. Right, Ryan's in. So remember the patterns for Kiriko are heal, attack, attack. If you need to get a little more healing, you can do heal, attack, but you must understand how weaving works. I will have a linked guide for weaving as well if you don't understand what I mean by weaving, but it means alternating between healing and attacking. Right? So heal, attack, heal, attack, heal, attack. Just do that pattern constantly, regardless of whether or not it's going to be valuable. Just keep doing that until you get the muscle memory down. So beats popped. So at this point, with beat popped, I just want to keep people alive, right? No way that we're getting any kills anytime soon. Ryan's going to walk into us, and then this is going to happen. So when Ryan goes in right now, first of all, beat gets popped, so I want to play back I don't want to go too far forwards because with beat popped, everyone has 750 extra health, which means the odds of us getting a kill the next 5 seconds is like 0. So my perspective is I just want to wait beat out and not give them any value from it by dying or forcing out cooldowns. There's no reason for you to be walking in right now. Okay, so from the moment that beat is popped, you should be playing slow in the background. Instead, with beat pop, you're walking forwards and you hear the Rhine charge. See how you're still walking forwards? Still walking forwards, and now you're like, oh shoot, there's a Rhine coming? But you heard it. You heard the beat and you heard the Rhine charge. But as a result, now you are too close to the front, which gets the Reinhardt in range to hit you with swing. For the record, you're the only one who's in range of swing, right? The other 2 heroes on your team are actually not close enough to get hit. But now, you're all getting hit. This Rhine is getting crazy value, pushing back your whole team, and then he's going to shatter. So, you walking forward was a mistake, number 1. Number 2, once he was in here, you had the option of just Suzuing everybody and then swift stepping forward, for example. Or just Suzuing everybody and splitting up, for example. Like right now, if you Suzu after shatter, that would be huge, right? You bring him back up, Reaper probably kills the Reinhardt, right? And then you walk forwards and you probably take the point. But you do shadow step forward, swift step forwards, which is fine right now. The Rhine has killed 2 in your back line. You're attacking here. So weaving here generally is okay, right? Attack, attack, heal, yep. Attack, attack, then another heal on the Rhine, on the Orisa rather, but you hear the Rhine charging in. You do a good job kind of baiting into the corner, and then swift step out, which is good, and then but the fight's over. But why do you lose this fight? Even though you survived. You lost this fight because the Rhine killed 2 in the back line. Which means, after he kills 2 in the back line, you only have 3 out here to deal with 1, 2, 3, plus the Rhine coming in is 4 heroes. That's why you lose this. And again, if you've been playing back here the whole time, letting your Orisa do whatever she wanted, right? And let's say you were here, okay, after the Rhine charges in, instead of being here, like you got all the way back, now you're just kiting the Rhine, attacking him. First of all, you could potentially have killed him by now yourself. But you split up, Shatter goes off, I Suzu right away as he starts swinging, right? Everyone gets up, we kill the Rhine, then I switch up to the Orisa, fight's won. That is how you carry as a support, right? Having good position, right? Having good positioning, being in the right spot, in the right time, and then being able to use your abilities correctly. That's how you win. So, we're in another reset. So, for the record, you get a chance to attack here, right? 1 heal, attack, attack. 1 heal, attack, attack. 1 heal, attack, attack. Just run that pattern over and over and over and over and over again. I think this is an okay Kitsune. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. So, one note here is Reinhardt's going to charge right now. You're going to back up, or sort of, you're going to back to the side, which is okay. But at this moment in time, you should walk forwards, because the Reinhardt's been totally stopped by your Orisa, and I presume at this point the Reinhardt's not going to keep moving forward. I also have a Reaper here, so I do not think this Reinhardt's going to walk forward at me. So I need to be walking forwards. Are you doing that? No, you are walking backwards. Right? See? You go to the side, now you're going backwards, backwards, backwards. Now you start walking forwards, but the problem here is that your Orisa's going to die. And your Orisa dies here because you did not walk forwards. You need to read things correctly. When your tank goes forwards, you go forwards. When your tank goes backwards, you go backwards. That is like positioning 101 for supports. You know, tank goes forwards, I go forwards. Tank goes backwards, I go backwards. What's my tank doing? Forwards or backwards? My tank's going forwards. I need to go forwards right now. Really, really important for me to go forwards right now so I can maintain LOS. The next thing is, again, let's look at healing accuracy. So for some reason the paper's finally gone blue. Oh, they go blue if I'm on you, but so I would say look at all these papers. 2, 4, 6, 8. None of these are on target. 2, 4, 6, yes, 2, 4, 6. None of these papers are on target. Your Orisa gets 0 healing here. As a reminder, you do 130 healing. Like your Orisa lives here if you pop heal into her, but you get none of it. Also, your Orisa lives here if you throw Suzu, but you don't do that either. Right? All the things that are happening here are wrong. And let's think, what did you do in exchange for letting your tank die? Well, you attack, miss, right? Body shot, miss. Body shot, miss. Well, that's a body shot, right? Miss, miss. So, was it worth letting your Orisa die to get 3 body shots on the Rhine? Like 120 damage? Is that game-winning, fight-winning damage? No, obviously not. Like, that damage is like almost meaningless, you know? Who cares about that random like kunais that I'm throwing into his body compared to keeping my tank alive? If I keep my tank alive here, massive impact, right? She lives and then kills the Ana and the Lucio here and does a ton of damage to the Rein. That is why keeping teammates alive is so important. I cannot stress enough. Like literally, you will climb if you just keep your teammates alive. It's like actually that simple until you get to at least like platinum. At least platinum. Like I dead serious when I'm saying you can get to platinum without attacking at all. All right, you do a good job pre-healing here. Your team may end up winning this fight regardless, even though your tank died. Yeah, everyone's just gonna kite the Rein. Yeah, so. Your team wins here, despite the fact that you let the Orisa die and she got no value out of ultimate. That is not common, and I would not rely on that. Alright, let's look at the end of the game. So this first fight, things go well for you. Second fight. So, reminder, right? Generally speaking, even teams, 5 and 5, 50%. You have defender's advantage here, so I would say your odds of winning are more like 55 to 60%-ish in that ballpark. But there's a minute and a half left, so they're going to have at least 2 tries on this point, maybe 3. So you got to win at least 2 fights in a row here. So think for a second. Hey, where should I be? Where should I be positioned? Well, my Moira is on the left, but my tank is on the right. Can my Moira heal my tank? She cannot, because she's on the left. So in this case, I'm going to switch to the right side, right, and help keep the tank and Cassidy alive. But I also want to have LOS because I can heal, attack, attack, heal, attack, attack, heal, attack, attack. That's my perspective here. You don't need to be healing your Moira right now who's full health and around the corner. That's not who's in danger. You know who's in danger? Your Cassidy. Your Cassidy is critical health. Why are you healing the Moira instead of the Cassidy? Like, this has to be your priority. And because nobody is healing the Cassidy, that means that the Cassidy is not up here applying any pressure. And you see that because you don't heal the Cassidy, all the pressure on this point evaporates. Because the Reaper can't do anything until they step up. The Cassidy was doing something, but once he gets low, he runs back. You and the Moira step back to go heal the Cassidy. Now there's nobody looking at the point, because the Sigma's also like, hey, what the heck is going on back here? And the 5 of them just walk through this point because no one is shooting. If you had control of all these angles, they never walk through here. It's just the Reaper now. Something as small as just not healing who you need to heal gives up fights, right? Because again, the Cassidy was doing, I'm sure, a lot of pressure on the enemy until this happens, and then he's like, wait, where's the healing? 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 Now he finally gets healed. I would note, again, healing accuracy is so bad, right? Your Cassidy comes through here, critical health. He needs healing right now. Let's look at what happens to your Fudas. Off target, because you're healing the Sigma, who doesn't really need it. Off target, off target, off target. And now you're finally aiming at the Cassidy, and you have no papers left. Right? This is really painful as a DPS to have this happen, is when you go back, you ask for healing for your support, and your support just literally doesn't heal you because of mechanics issues, or reaction issues, or awareness issues, whatever it is. This will cost you games, because if your DPS don't have healing, they can't do their job. And here, instead of just healing him regularly, you throw your Suzu. As a reminder, Suzu is a 14-second cooldown, so you won't have Suzu for the next 14 seconds to help anybody with it. That's number 1. Number 2, why are you throwing Suzu at all? Is it because he's about to imminently die? Probably not, because his positioning is way behind the fire truck on the backside of point. It is very unlikely he's going to die right now to something random. You should just heal him normally. Number 3, let's say you wanted to throw Suzu just to give him more healing. Do you know how much healing Suzu does? 40. It only heals for 40 health if it doesn't cleanse an ability. If it cleanses, it's 70. That's nothing, right? Your regular healing, which has no cooldown, right? No like a 1 second cooldown, right? Heals 130. Why are you throwing a 14-second cooldown on a hero that doesn't need it? Just heal him regularly, right? This is like when Anas are like, oh, hey, I'm having trouble healing a target, and they just throw their grenade at them. That's a terrible idea, and it will cost you games, right? Just heal him normally. So now you and the Moira are on the backside of the point, and you've given up so much space, okay? You all ended up abandoning the Reaper out here because everybody pulled back to the point. So instead of strong defensive position, which is this like semicircle out here, now you're forced to fight in the point where you have no space and no cover, and now you're going to be in big trouble. All right, you heal the Reaper. Again, you can get attacks in right now. If you want to be attacking, now is the time to be attacking. Heal, attack, attack. Heal, attack, attack, right? Over and over and over again. This is what you need to be doing right now, right? So, Also note, your Reaper is not actually in any danger anymore. He's Wraith, okay, he's good. I need to go back to the point and do something, right? Staying over here is not going to do anything. You're just healing a Reaper who's at full health and not in a position to do anything. Meanwhile, all your friends on point are getting run over, okay? This is where you need to be. You want to be right here trying to help your team stay alive, but instead you're around the corner doing nothing. So, you traded 1 for 1. Oh, okay, so we're in a 4-on-3 situation. Okay, great. Okay, good. So this still worked out okay. I would say that you grossly misplayed this, but sometimes your team carries you anyway, right? Despite the fact that you made a lot of mistakes, you're still able to win this fight. All right, so 34 seconds, so we're in pretty much last fight territory. So you eat that rocket and then you die. So rocket comes in, Suzu, myself, leave the fight. But you don't, right? And of course, the timing here is tight, but I mean, like, this is kind of the way Overwatch is going to be played, right? If you're going to be staying in a forward position, you eat that rocket, and then you're going to die right here if you don't Suzu right away. And you need to just have the reactions to do that, or you need to be like very close to cover, so as soon as that rocket pops you right here, now I step aside, right? You still could theoretically have died if the Helix rocket was here, but it wasn't. It was against the back wall. So that ends up costing your team the fight. Okay, now without you, there's a lot less healing, and there's no utility. Ramattra ulti gets popped, Beat gets popped, they're gonna walk into point, and then your team just loses, right? You had Kitsune here for the record, 5% more to Kitsune, which would have been really big right now. But without that, there's no chance for your team to win the fight. Okay, so number 1, save teammates. Like, it's so easy. Save teammates, please save your teammates. Like, it's like literally just save your teammates, and you will climb. That simple, number 1. Number 2, healing accuracy. That's important, right? Super, super, super important. Very close to number 1, healing accuracy. Number 3, remember to weave. Weave attacks. Heal, attack, attack. Heal, attack, attack. If you really need to heal, like as much, like maximum healing, heal, attack. Heal, attack, right? Only 1 attack between healing. But you always get at least 1 free kunai in between healing. And the more you practice that muscle memory, the faster you will get better and the faster you will climb. All right, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.